Well, the omega factor. It occurred to me a little while back that we didn't really have a very quintessential British supernatural series in our catalogue at Big Finish, and I'd loved the Omega Factor when it was on in the 1970s. And those two ideas kind of came together, and I got in contact with Natasha Gerson.
I'm Natasha Gerson, and I was in the original series, and I played Morag, who was a medium who was silent throughout the 5 episodes she was in. And my father actually originated the series, and he died 2 years ago, just over 2 years ago, and he would have been absolutely thrilled to bits about Big Finish taking it up again, because it was his favourite series, favourite subject, things that go bump in the night.
Do you know what I'm thrilled about is that I am playing Anne Reynolds again. I always thought there was more life in her. I always thought there was at least another 2 series to be had out of Omega Factor. But Mary Whitehouse came down on us like a ton of bricks, and it was not to be.
It caused a bit of a scandal because Mary Whitehouse was around, and they got a letter saying that the Omega Factor was thoroughly evil. My father was particularly proud of that. I've still got it somewhere. I must try and find it and let David see it.
So we could never kind of conclude what we'd started. But what I'm thrilled about is that Big Finish haven't picked me up at whatever I was then, 28, I think, when I recorded it. They've allowed me to be the age I am now. So it's a very, very contemporary version. It is Department 7 all those years on. Dr. Anne Reynolds now in charge of it. And it's Tom Crane's son who's come back into the picture, also with a gift of telepathy and being a medium and, investigating parapsychology.
Adam is the son of Tom Crane, who was James Hazeldene's character in the original series. He didn't really know Tom. I don't think they've actually met, and this is probably obvious from the fact that he doesn't share a surname with him. His mother was quite. It wasn't the romance of the century, and he's looking into his father. Following his father's death, his father had left various files and documents that he wanted to go to Department 7, and so it's a completely new world to Adam, even though he shares some of his father's gifts and psychic abilities. But hasn't really had the chance to develop them or do anything with them, and obviously meeting up with Department 7 is starting to bring those elements out for him.
Happily, as it's audio, Morag now actually says something, because she went through 5 episodes of the original series not saying a word. I think I got to scream, so it's nice to give Morag a voice. She's been catatonic for 20 years. They found her near Waverley Station in Edinburgh, and the dreaded Drexel, I think that was her mentor. I think he's dead, but you never know. He might come back as well, but it's really interesting the way they brought her back and the connection with the original character, Tom Crane's son. So I'm fascinated. I've read the episodes in the first series, so I'm fascinated to see how it develops.
Much as Department 7 is new to Adam, the whole sort of series was new to me, so it was kind of coming in and discovering much as he was discovering it, the world that he was becoming a part of. Department 7 is basically a sort of supernatural investigations unit run scientifically out of the University of Edinburgh that's led by Dr. Anne Reynolds, who is played by Louise Jameson.
The term horror has been sort of in many ways misappropriated now, I think. It's when we talk about horror, we think about basically gore, very hideous events. And we knew we didn't want to do that. We knew this wasn't about gory horror. This was about a spine-chilling storytelling, which are these sorts of phrases that I think probably aren't popular now, are they? No. Anymore. But psychological horror. And so that's where we were very much pitching ourselves. What's lovely, actually, is to let really great actors play with that, isn't it? Yeah. Because actors can do anything if you give them the right material, and to get them to do really strong atmospheric stuff is really satisfying.
Now, I love doing Leela, of course I do, but I'm pretending to be 26 the whole time. Now I can use my deeper voice, I can bring the maturity that those years would bring to a character, and they haven't shied away from having a very mature female protagonist. And I'm thrilled. It's so politically correct, apart from anything else.
I largely took my lead from watching James Hazelden in the original TV series, because that's how the psychic attacks work within the world of the Omega Factor. And I thought, therefore, I had to sort of go kind of along the same lines. A lot of the time it's referred to how Adam reminds people of Tom. And so having that sort of connection was quite important.
I got masses of mail afterwards going, what's happened to it? Where's the next series? Why aren't we finding out what's happened to the department? I mean, there was a lot of interest, so I'm incredibly pleased that Big Finish have picked up on it and rolled with it. Yeah, just give it a go, see what you think. I'm really thrilled to be part of it, really proud of the work.
Oh, I'm just really excited about it, and I suppose I could do what Jimmy Hazelden always used to do when he appeared from behind the set, and what my dad used to do too. They just used to go boogie boogie, and that went all the way through the months of the series. Very childish, sorry.